Unit 2. Storytellers. Page 21. Exercise 2. 2.1. Listen and read the story. Then answer the questions. The door. 1.
The door. A king wanted his kingdom to be famous for making new scientific discoveries. So he sent his servants out to faraway towns and cities to look for the best scientist possible. They found the most respected scientists in the kingdom, each one an expert. The king welcomed them to his palace. He said, "As you know, I am looking for a top scientist. I want him to make exciting new discoveries that will change the world. So he must be imaginative, decisive, and courageous."
Two.
Then the king looked at all the scientists and said, "You have to prove that you are the right person for the job. The person who does this will work in a fabulous laboratory with all the books, equipment, and riches." He pointed to an enormous door in the wall behind him, which the scientists hadn't noticed. "This door is the biggest and heaviest door in my kingdom. You must open it without any help."
3.
The scientists looked at the door in horror. How could a single man open such an enormous door? It must be as heavy as 100 men. Some of the scientists immediately said, "We had better go and get our equipment and books, my lord. This problem needs many years of study." To which the king replied, "You may be decisive, but you are not courageous. You will have to go back home."
4.
The other scientists sat and argued about mechanical theories. But in the end, they got together and told the king, "It is impossible, my lord. You should employ all of us to work on this problem. With all our brains together, we ought to be able to open the door." To which the king replied, "You may be clever, but you are not imaginative. You will have to go back home too."
5.
Now there was only one scientist left. The king asked him to give his opinion. He quietly went to the door. He examined it closely, he measured it, he tapped it, and he touched it. Finally, he took a deep breath and pushed the door gently. It opened easily. The king had left the great door slightly open, and the other scientists hadn't even noticed.
6.
"At last, I have my scientist," exclaimed the king. "Success in life depends on 5 things. You must depend on your senses to understand the world. You mustn't make false assumptions. You must make difficult decisions. You must be courageous. And you mustn't be afraid to make mistakes."